We are in a 2016 F-150 Limited, the most luxurious F-150 that Ford has ever made. It really starts with all the standard content that you've got on the inside. So we're driving on the inside, super luxurious, from the unique seats to the brushed aluminum accents to the eucalyptus wood. So, so you can see the sink up there. Blade sync system. One of the other key things in here is also the Pro Trailer Backup Assist. You can actually, it's that knob under the 4x4. It's right there up front. There you go. Yep. And so with that, it's basically auto park or hands-free parking for your trailer. You use that knob to steer the trailer into place, and it steers the truck for you. It's just basically leveraging the cameras and the electric steering system of the truck to be able to back it into any place. So it turns a novice into a pro, and it turns someone who's never ever towed a trailer into an expert in about 5 minutes. So it really simplifies and demystifies towing. And even for an expert, somebody who tows all the time, they may have a boat or something along those lines, and they tow it a lot. You can actually, it makes it simpler to do the things they may infrequently do, like a toy hauler with jet skis on it or motorcycles, which is probably one of the greater challenges when you're towing a boat.
Yeah, I had a neighbor that was trying to get his boat up, and he's got one of those big white gates, you know, next to his garage that's just wide enough for the boat.
Yep.
So he has to kind of get it up the driveway and then kick it over to the side to get it past the garage. It must have taken him a half hour to do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it takes it all out. So now you just put it on a line, and the trailer the system does all the work for you. And really, keeping a trailer in a straight line is one of the more challenging things, even if you've done it a ton of times. This, you just put it on a straight line, and it backs it right up the driveway. So, you know, it's again, what we're trying to do is bring technology in to make the simple and common tasks even more simple. And really take all the variability out of it.
In the back here, we've got the flat floor.
Yeah, flat load floor in the back. Yep, you can see we used it apparently for a hat.
Yes.
But I mean, also the amount of room that you've got back here is ridiculous. I mean, we've got so much space in the back of the 2016 F-150.
And the fold-up seats.
Yep, we've got fold-up seats, so you can actually put these right up against the back. You can actually see the unique limited badging in the back of the seat right there. It's those type of little amenities and appointments along with the sunroof.
Love this. Yeah.
Make it great. Well, yeah, and so if you're going to buy one of the few limited trucks, you want to say limited. So the VIN plate that's there that actually has the specific number of the truck that it is something that our customers find very important when they buy when they step up to a limited.
It also cuts down the black market on center console covers.
Yeah, because that's yours. I will tell you though that when if something happens where that breaks or it gets damaged, they want that. That's like they want it back. I mean, you could have something that happens in the car, or for whatever reason, that's one of the top things customers want back.
So when you mentioned one of the few, how many limiteds are being produced? Well,
we will. I mean, we don't have a set number, so it's not a finite number, but it's a low take rate. You know, it's in the single percentage. We will build. You know, if there's high demand for them, we'll try and build as many as we can. But it's a low percentage take rate.
Would you say
by
you're
design.
not limiting? No, I'm kidding.
There's no limit to the limited.
So I'm glad you guys said that, because I couldn't have done it as well. No, but it's a good question.
One of the things I really love about the F-150, and I'm reminded, no matter the trim level that I drive, I'm reminded, is the way the instrument cluster can be customized.
Yeah.
I love that. We have an older F-150 personally, and I don't even want to drive it anymore because this has spoiled me. And I think it gives you so many options, and the fact that, you know, like, if you're in a multi-person household, you know, one spouse can configure it the way they want it, and then the other spouse can have it the way they want it when they drive. The trailer backup in action, you really have to see it on video to appreciate like how advanced it is. We can't just tell it to you. It doesn't make sense until you actually see it. And as someone who used to help a professional fisherman park his truck in his trailer, you have no idea how many arguments that's going to save. It's well worth whatever it's going to cost.
Yeah. Well, you're right, and just let's say you've got a small fleet. Let's say there's just like 3 or 4 trucks, but you got 2 or 3 drivers. Now you take that variability out. So now you hook up whatever trailer, you can store up to 10 trailers in the system. And so, you know, it's like, again, if you have a big boat or a small trailer, it takes the variability out. It turns everybody into an expert. So.
Well, and also the fact that you have the panoramic, do you call it moonroof or sunroof?
Panoramic, moonroof, sunroof, whatever you like.
Yeah, I love the fact that you have that now because, you know, it used to be that in a truck you couldn't have that. And that's a big thing for me because, you know, the weather's so hot in Houston, you can't necessarily be outside, but you can let the outside in and not, you know, be hot or uncomfortable.
Well, and it's standard unlimited. So a lot of you know, people would say, why would you make a standard unlimited? Well, a lot of times you don't put a moonroof in a truck because of headroom, but I'm just putting it up here. I mean, there's more than enough headroom for both of the two of you in the front seat, and so you're not really losing any headroom in it. And so a lot of customers appreciate it. If you just don't want that, you know, the sun on top, you just put the shade over the top of it, and then it shuts it down, and you're really not compromising any real headroom. So you've got more than enough of that. But yeah, you can have this, you know, segment exclusive. And what we're finding is a guy that wants to spend $60,000 on a pickup truck wants all the latest and the greatest amenities, and you can get that in your high-end SUVs or sedans. So why not, you know, make it available in a high-end pickup truck? You can still put all the gear in the back and still tow 10,000 pounds in this truck. So it's a non-compromise, you know, F-150.
Now, and are these available on dealer lots now?
They are not. Good question. So they're 16 model year trucks, so they will be available later this year.
Okay. Is there the ability to go into your dealership and order one already?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can go. Actually, you can go into your dealership and order one. You can go online to Ford.com, and at Ford.com, then you can spec out a truck there and build and price one, and work with the dealer as well. So you can do it on your own or with the dealer. Either way, there's a way to find out more about the 2016 F-150 Limited.
With all the amenities on it, though, Eric, if you're building it and configuring it, what will it top out at? Like, what's the top?
I think the top is about 65 when you put all things in there, including a 4x4 and a trailer package and the auto park. But yeah, so it's an expensive truck, but candidly, there's such demand for high-end pickups, partly because, you know, there's really, if you decide you want a pickup truck and you don't want to sacrifice all the great amenities that are out in the marketplace, there's really nowhere else to go other than an F-150 Limited.
Well, it's kind of funny because I didn't think you could make the F-150 any better. I mean, the new F-150 is very impressive, and I say that from a neutral standpoint. Just, you know, but the Limited, it spoils you. I mean, it'd be hard to go in and buy like a different trim level after driving this for any length of time, I think, you know?
Yeah, well, and it's also, there's so much technology too. I mean, it's almost like there's so many things to talk about. I mean, you got massaging seats in this truck. You've got, you know, the lane keep. There's just so many things to talk about.
Why did you start with that part?
What's yeah,
you should have led with massaging seats.
I think about how much happier you would have been on that drive.
Right.
360 camera. I mean, there's so many things. Sometimes I forget to talk about all the different technologies that are in here. I mean, I've got inflatable seat belts here in the back seat. You know, expand when in case if there's an accident. It's really the only pickup truck that has it.
And you customize all the trim color and all that too.
Yeah. So the seat, the trim color that you've got here, kind of like the mocha color, that is unique to the Limited. So it's almost like it looks like a classic racing seat, like in a classic Sportster. And so that's really what the designers had in mind when they made it. You know, we thought, like, is it going to be a little too light for an F-150? But I think with the dark accents, I think you'd agree that it looks just sporty and classy as opposed to anything else. And so we've had blue seats in the Limited and reddish seats in the Limited in the past, and those have been, you know, again, because they're unique and different, they've sold very well. But I think this will maybe even have a little bit more mass appeal than some of the other F-150 Limiteds that we've done in the past.
Now, will they, being the leather that it is, or will they distress with age? Are they meant to?
No, not like a King Ranch seat. Good question. So no, it's not like a King Ranch seat. This should maintain its look a little bit more over time versus a, say, King Ranch seat. But it's the highest spec of leather that you can get.
So would you say the King Ranch and the Platinum are kind of side by side underneath the Limited?
Yeah, they are. That's a perfect way to put it. So there's just a few additional accents and touch points and standard content on this truck. But and really, King Ranch and Platinum were the top of the pyramid, so to speak, before. But what we've done is we've really brought those up, or excuse me, what we've done is those are kind of like the step above Lariat, and really one is more of a rough outdoorsy type thing that's more traditional, which is King Ranch, and then more of a tech and a little more urban type truck in Platinum. But both of them are you know, certainly well equipped and great riding trucks, and I hope put the Limited on top of it.
It's great. So what's next? Can we talk about the Raptor?
You can talk about the Raptor all you want. We can't wait. I mean, Raptor will be available next year. We've had great success with the Raptor that we had up and through 14, and this new Raptor will be better in every way, shape, or form. More horsepower, more torque, more suspension travel, bigger shocks, wider track. You name it.
I'm sorry.
You name it, and the new Raptor will blow away the Raptor that we had in the past, which is certainly the greatest truck we've ever made.
Why did they, I guess, pause manufacture on that?
Sure. Well, good question. What we do is when we launch a new truck, there's just so much going on with building that new truck. Then you take like your variants, so like Limited and Raptor, you kind of wait a year to bring that extra complexity in, and so that just provides the plant a little bit of a breather, the engineers a little bit of a breather, and something new for us to talk about. Keep customers waiting, and have something good every year to talk about on F-150.
Whoa! I think they just soaked themselves in that Jeep.
Did they?
Tops off.
So the great thing about this truck is it has amazing cameras.
360.
Yeah, there's your 360
Yes,
camera.
so people that can't back up or park well, like myself, can do a much better job.
And it's not just park up, but backing up. One of the great things about that 360 camera, and what we notice, when we're on that off-road course, you can see whether there's a rock or a branch or a stump that's in your way on your side. Because it's really hard to do that when you're off-roading.
Sure.
What's right next to you is the hardest thing to see. With that 360 camera, you don't have to worry about it.
Well, and not just that, I like to point out that if you're at a work site or if you have children, you can see things on either side of the vehicle with the 360-degree camera that, because sometimes people like leave their toolbox or whatever and they don't realize it. That's going to save you some money if you see it before driving off.
Exactly.
So,
less
yeah.
likely to dent it, less likely to scratch it.
Awesome. I'm Kristen Barclay with Eric Tong and Eric Peterson in the F-150 Limited. The end.
I'm gonna get out and show them the front of it because
Oh,
I haven't
do it.
seen the front of it yet. All right, so what do we have going on out here?
Well, you just saw the power running boards
Yes.
deploy, so that's standard of the F-150 Limited. It's a big deal. It's a cleaner look on the outside. The other piece of it too is it gives you better aerodynamics. So better aerodynamics, better fuel economy.
And and you can make the off-road if you want to.
Yeah, right. So it's not going to hang down when you're off-roading. The 22-inch wheels are unique to Limited, so you can't get the 22-inch wheels on an F-150. We've had this thing out banging around on the off-road course all day, and it's had no problems at all, even with the smaller profile tires on the 22-inch wheels. So that's a big deal. Get in black, blue jeans, white, and silver. One of the other unique things to the truck is it's got its own unique grille. Like almost all the F-150s, we've got a unique grille treatment on the front of it. The camera for the front is tucked under here. You can see the little washer that's on it right there. So it's inspired by Raptor. We brought that into the F-150. So when you have a front camera, you've got a washer on it, so it does you no good if you can't see out of it. And then one of the things I also mentioned on the front is the Limited lettering. So there's your Limited on the front of the truck. That we had that in Atlas. So when we had Atlas 2 years ago, really feedback from customers and from media was, love that. So we tried to figure out a way to incorporate that into some of our future trucks. And here you go. And so it's really like through social media and through things that we hear from our customers and people that like Ford. It's things like that come out of it so that we can actually take the prototype actions and take your feedback and put it into place. See it on the F-150.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your time.